Thank you. So just for the record, where we stopped off is when you indicated that your client is seeking to represent himself, correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Thank you. So sir, I'm going to have you stand, and just, you can remain over there, that's fine, thank you. And I'm going to have you raise your right hand. We're going to have you sworn in because I need to go what we call the Tourette of canvas to ensure that you understand that your rights, and you have rights that you can represent yourself, but to make sure that you understand that you have the right to attorney, you're not waiving that.
I've been in front of you before.
I remember you.
Thank you.
Yes. So we're going to have you raise your right hand and please let me know, do you swear or affirm that the testimony that you shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Thank you. You can put your hand down. So I'm just going to go over the product notice. So do you understand that you are the named individual in this case, correct?
Debatable, but we're going to go with yes.
Okay. Are you giving up each of the following constitutional rights by then going in with the forever canvas? So you do have the right to an attorney to represent you in all cases of proceedings related to this case. Do you understand that, right?
I do.
Do you understand that you have a right to a speedy trial?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you have a right to require the state to prove the charges against you beyond a reasonable doubt?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that you have the right to confront and question all witnesses against you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that you have the right to subpoena witnesses on your behalf and compel their attendance?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that you have the right to remain silent and that you cannot be compelled to testify if there were a trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that there are dangers and disadvantages in representing yourself in this case, which may or may not include that self-representation is often unwise and that a defendant may conduct a defense to his or her own detriment?
No, I don't understand that.
So
if what you're saying, let me see if I understand it.
Yes.
Is the system is rigged, and unless I know how to participate in the system adequately, I stand a greater chance of losing?
No.
Okay, please explain it to me then.
So what the status is that you have a right to have an attorney who went to law school, who understands the law.
So they understand the system that I won't understand, so I'll be at a disadvantage because I won't understand the system. In other words, I'm going to have to genuflect at your altar properly, and if I don't do that, I'm going to be scalded. I understand that. So what I will tell you is nobody will represent me. I am in desperate need of legal counsel, right? But nobody will represent me.
So there's a couple different things that I'm hearing you say, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So first, you are asking to have counsel. Is that correct?
I'm asking to be counseled on the law.
Okay.
I'm not asking to be represented in the court.
Okay. So you're requesting what we call standby counsel.
No, standby counsel, historically, from what I understand, doesn't do shit.
I mean, you can't swear in this court.
I'm afraid I have Tourette syndrome, and that was pretty gentle. All right, it's not going to be gentle in the future. I don't know if you're going to be the judge overseeing this, all right, but if you are, I will conduct myself as a gentleman. But I'm pissed. I'm beyond pissed. This is one of 2 incarcerations that I've suffered in Washoe County, but I've been arrested probably about 12 times.
Okay.
So you're dealing with a disgruntled gentleman who has Tourette syndrome. I will always treat you with respect, but if you need to hold me in contempt, there's no need for an officer to lay hands on me. I'll just put my hands behind my back.
Okay, and I'm not...
May I have a seat?
If that makes you feel more comfortable,
It does.
absolutely.
Thank you.
So, again, we're going to go back to the standby counsel issue.
Yes, ma'am.
You'd indicated that historically you don't agree with it, is that...
Ma'am, I've been arrested over 63 times and incarcerated probably 20 some odd times. Yeah, I've been through the entire gamut of what the legal system has to offer. I've been persecuted in Clark County, Washington for 8 years. I learned quite a bit. My biggest disability is in my intelligence. I'm retarded, right? Either end of the spectrum, you're retarded, right? I have a very high IQ. I don't communicate well with other people. I deal very much with logic and not emotion, right? These police officers are making these arrests because they can, not because they should, not because it's just. They put multiple charges on people so the prosecution can offer a plea bargain, right? There's a 98% conviction rate because that's what the plea bargain rate is. I'm tired of the system, ma'am. I was going to use the F word right there, but I didn't.
I appreciate that. So, sir, let's go back to your issue. Part of the questions that I have to go through that you understand, and I'm not saying that you personally, but in general, individuals who do not have counsel are disadvantaged because you don't understand the laws of how to cross-examine. This isn't something that you do every day with going to court. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am. I've been to many a trial.
Yes, and again, this is not directed at you personally. This is what we call the credit canvas to ensure that
I
you
understand that you have a script that you need to go through.
Correct.
So I'm going to do my best to nod. I probably won't even be listening, but when you need me to say yes, ma'am, I will.
Okay. So do you understand that a person who is representing themselves is responsible for knowing and complying with the same procedural rules as lawyers and cannot expect help from the judge in complying with those procedural rules?
I do understand that.
Do you understand that a defendant proceeding in proper person, which means that individual representing themselves, will not be allowed—
Proper person. That's interesting legalese. Please continue.
Will not be allowed to complain on appeal about the competency or effectiveness of his or her representation.
I don't complain, ma'am.
The state is represented by experienced professional counsel who has the advantage of skill, training, and ability. Do you understand that? And so you can't do that while we're in the court.
Sorry, ma'am.
Do you understand that the state is—
I don't understand what you just chastised me for. I was doing two things that were wrong.
I'm sorry?
Will you please correct what I can't do in the courtroom?
So I saw smoke coming up.
That's paper. Yes, ma'am.
Correct.
Thank
Can't
you.
do that in a courtroom.
I also spoke to the attorney, so I
Sorry.
apologize.
I'm okay with that.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you were questioning him to find out whether or not he was the state.
I was.
So do you understand that a defendant unfamiliar with the legal proceedings may allow the prosecutor an advantage and may not effectively use the legal rights and may make tactical decisions that produce unintended consequences?
I do, but I would like to make a correction.
Okay.
So that is a prescribed medical device.
Okay.
I would like an ADA accommodation, even though it seems offensive to you.
So you just have to provide us with that information.
Yes, ma'am.
So I can't make on that ruling today.
I can respect
But
that.
you need to provide us with that
I can
information.
respect that, but I want you to know, you're now limiting my ability to control my disability. You've already told me that you don't want me using profanities in your courtroom. I'm now going to suffer mechanical tics and involuntary outbursts. I will bring you the proper documentation.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Do you understand that the effectiveness of defense may well be diminished by defendant's dual role as an attorney and the accused?
Sure.
Do you understand that despite the dangers and disadvantages of self-representation described above, you have elected to represent yourself and will enter your plea and have the trial without the assistance of an attorney?
Fuck yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you have the right to appear before a judge and enter your plea, but at this time you wish to set a trial? Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So we'll go ahead and set a trial date in this case.
Can we look for Wednesday? This is Mr. Sarah's respondent or case.
And we'll go ahead and at this time relieve the public defender's office.
So what's the civil standby then? Or not civil standby, but the
You had indicated that you did not want to have a standby attorney.
respect. I didn't know I did that, but cool.
Absolutely. So if you don't want to do that, I'll keep the public defender's office as standby attorney.
Yeah, I want to call them and pick their brain. Their public defenders are overworked, but yeah, I need legal counsel. I need to know how to subpoena cops.
So we will go ahead and the public defender's office will remain as standby counsel, but you can remain city. Thank you.
So Judge, we have May 3rd available at 9 o'clock. Does that work for you?
I think I have, can you look? I think I have another trial May 8th, but I'm not sure if it's the 3rd.
Or a different court?
I think it's Sparks.
Do you know if it's for municipal court?
I believe so.
We don't have access.
Fair enough. That in the same city, same county makes sense to me. Hey,
We
listen,
agree.
I'm sorry. Are we done, by the way?
So we're setting that trial date.
Respect.
So would you like to do it May 17th at 9 o'clock?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. So that'll be the date for the trial. Thank you. Is there anything further?
Oh, nothing to state. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Is there anything further?
I'm done now.
Thank you. So just provide us with that information.
Yes, ma'am. You're
so
talking
that
about
we
the
can give it
prescription?
to- Exactly. So
Yes,
we can
ma'am.
give it to the judge who's hearing your case beforehand.
Okay.
So that they can be aware that this has how to proceed.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you kindly.